Can we escape this simulation? Conversations with Helen Morris, the Extraterrestrial Woman Beyond the Dome.
My name is Claudio Nocelli, and this is the story of how an investigation into Antarctica led me to discover much more than ice or geographical secrets. I was contacted by a woman who did not come from space, but from lands beyond the South Pole, behind the ice walls. Her name is Helen Morris, and what she revealed to me didn't just change my life. It opened my eyes to a world shaped as a prison, crafted to confine our perception with false skies, manipulated memories, and an artificial sense of reality. Nos confunden. I publish these memoirs before my departure, so the message won't be lost. You are not alone. Resist, question, remember who you are. Every time you do, another crack opens in this system. I began receiving information about previous resets, ancient races like the Anakim, and the existence of 178 worlds beneath the Great Dome. But what impacted me most was a personal phenomenon, brief flashes of happiness followed by a strange murmur. Helen explained that this murmur is an interference implanted in the new humanity, designed to disconnect us from the source. And that's when I understood this journey was not just outward. It was a return to the heart of what we are, and what has been hidden from us. In one conversation with Helen, I told her for the first time about that mental murmur I always felt after brief moments of inexplicable peace. She revealed that this white noise is a real interference, a vibrational layer emitted by the projector dome and the ice walls, distorting our perception and making us believe those thoughts are our own. She explained that those flashes of happiness I sometimes feel are fragments of my ancestral state, brief moments where the soul touches the pure silence that exists beyond the system. But the murmur returns because it's part of a network designed to keep us disconnected from the truth. I asked her if it was possible to silence it completely. She said it was possible, but not through conquest or effort. Silence doesn't arrive by force. It reveals itself the moment you are able to see the noise exactly as it is, without fear and without resistance. True freedom, she said, is not escaping the world, but freeing ourselves from the system we carry within. Nos confunden. After talking to Helen about the murmur, I dared to go deeper. Where does this interference really come from? That's when she told me about the reset of 1728, a radical fracture in history that not only reconfigured the outer world, but also the human mind. She explained that this reset was part of a long series of manipulations by the custodians and Anunnaki, whose central goal has always been to sever our connection to the Neshama and the celestial lands. Since then, new narratives have been imposed. History was almost entirely rewritten, collective memory altered, ancestral wisdom discredited, and an internal interference installed to keep us from remembering who we truly are. But she also told me something that shook me. The deepest prison is not physical, it is mental. And those who feel nostalgia, strange dreams, or fragments of something lost still carry their true origin within. I then felt something inside me break. I asked her about the sky, the stars, the vastness we were always told was real, And that's when she spoke of the invisible projector dome. Not a simple dome, but a technology that projects a simulated reality designed to make us forget who we are. A false sky that makes us feel small, lost and insignificant. Nos confunden. She explained that nothing enslaves more than that idea. The dome doesn't just hide lands, it distorts perception and blocks memory. Humanity lives inside a stage so perfectly crafted that it can no longer distinguish the real from the projected. But she also told me that behind that painting, there is something real. And everything begins with a question. Because the more we see, the weaker the illusion becomes. After discovering the truth about the projector dome, Helen revealed something even more disturbing. The true manipulation is not just above us, it is inside us. After the 1728 reset, a filter was inserted into the human mind, an artificial layer within the brain structure we now know as the reptilian mind. This distortion doesn't just amplify fears and basic needs, it acts as a gateway for thoughts and emotions induced from the outside. It interferes with the natural rhythms of the body, particularly the pineal gland, the very organ that once served as a bridge between the human mind and higher perception. The murmur, that interference we feel, is not entirely ours. It is part of a system meticulously designed to keep us from remembering who we are by clouding the internal access point to the source itself. Helen told me that only by recognizing which parts of ourselves were imposed can we begin to free ourselves. And the true inner silence, when genuine, cannot be controlled by anyone. That's why they fear it. Because those who remember their origin can no longer be manipulated. Nos confunden. To close, one of the documents spoke of giants living beneath the earth. The text said something like this. I walked through what they called Tartarian tunnels, crossed forgotten symbols, and witnessed structures floating without anchors, hidden cities, and trees that glowed without needing the sun. Down there, time warped, the body changed, and the mind disconnected from the world above. I saw the Anakim giants, real, ancient, noble beings. They showed me the map of Nushara, a network of tunnels and underground regions stretching to the very limits of the dome. One of them assured me they would return soon to join forces with those who still resist beyond the ice walls. And at the end of the path, in front of the Lake of the End, I understood that this reality is sealed not only above, but also below. Yet I also knew something else. The giants never left, and they are preparing their return. YouTube channel Nos Confunden.